All right, sorry, someone called and it stopped the video. So this will be the second video for the day and the last one. Here we are, 1-bromo, 2-fluoroethene. Ethene, 2 carbons. Ene means there's a double bond between them. 1-bromo and 2-fluoro. Now, as far as we know, you can put the fluorine down here or up there. There's another part, if you go into organic chemistry in college, you will get into the the naming of it called cis and trans. We're not going to get into that, but this one is actually called cis. That means they're on the same side. Trans, the fluorine would be down there. Doesn't matter though. As long as we've got that, we're good. 5-ethyl, this should have a dash. 3-octine. So oct is my operative word here. 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. 3-octine. That tells me that the triple bond is the third one. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put a triple bond there. And 5-ethyl. So this determines where I'm going as far as my numbering goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then ethyl would be 2 carbons off of that. Okay, so here's my substituent group. So I fill the rest in with hydrogen lines. This has 4. This carbon has 4. This one has 1, 2, 3. I need one here. And then there's that. Okay? Lastly, see if I can get any, nope. Can't get any higher here, hold on. That's it. Alright, so the last one is 3-methyl 4-bromo. That's a long one. 3-methyl, should be a dash here. I'm going to use red to make it a little bit more clear. Alright, my last one is nonene, so I've got 9. I'm actually going to stick it in here, you can put it down there. Nonene, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 nonene, that means my double bond is on the second carbon, so that part's done. Actually, there's an error in this. Excuse me. B comes before M, so this really should be 4. Excuse me. This should be 4-bromo, 3-methyl, 4-propyl. But we'll go with it as is. 3-methyl, 1, 2, 3. That means there's a methyl group off of that. 4-bromo, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a bromine off of the 4th. And 4-propyl. So this one is going to, propyl is 3, so I've got a 1, 2, I'm going to go to the right here just to make some room. Fill the rest in with hydrogens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the rest of these should be similar to other things we've seen. Okay? So there it is. Technically, it should be 4-bromo, 3-methyl, 4-propyl, 2-nonene. All right? So, we're going to learn about naming cyclic molecules now. Let's see. All right, so this is the second to last page of this, and this is the last item as far as naming goes. So, naming cyclic compounds. Alicyclic hydrocarbons, these form a ring. So this is contrasted to aliphatic, which is a chain. So alicyclic, they form a ring, and they have to have single or double bonds. You can't have a triple bond here because you can't make more than 4 bonds for a carbon. Okay? So they either have to have single or double bonds. There's no triple bond available for a ringed structure. Okay, they're also called cycloalkanes. A division of them is cycloalkanes. That means there is no double bond between the carbons at all. So let's see how these are named. And this is the last little bit as far as naming goes. Number carbons, so the substituents have, again, the lowest combination of numbers. Lowest combination of numbers. And, as usual, the substituents are listed alphabetically. So, first thing I'm going to do, and this is a little different, so you can rewatch it as many times as you need. I always want to have my lowest combination of numbers when I'm when I'm numbering my carbons. So, I could start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could have a 1, 4, 7. What else could I have? I could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 5. Or I could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 1, 2, 5 or a 1, 2, 5. These are out because they are too big. The sums would be too big. All right, so now what do I go with? I'm going to go with my number 1 carbon here. Why? Because if the numbering is the same, I'm going to go with the lower alphabetical. This is an ethyl, this is a methyl. Okay, so I'm going to start here, and my combination is 1, 2, 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so my naming is the same. I have to do alphabetical. So I'm going to name this 1 ethyl. Now I've got 2 methyl groups, CH3 and CH3. 2, 5. How many are there? 2. So I'm going to use di. What are they? Methyls. So 1 ethyl, 2, 5, dimethyl. Now I have to stick the word cyclo in there. And I'm going to, this would go with this. So I have to put a dash because it's too long. But normally the cyclo would go right next to that L. So cyclo, and how many carbons are there? There are 7, so this is a heptane. So there's your final answer here. 1 ethyl, 2, 5 dimethyl cycloheptane. All right? Now I'm going to erase this because I need room to write the next one. 1 ethyl, 2, 5 dimethyl cycloheptane. Let's try blue. Erase this first. Whoops. Erase this first. Okay, I'm using the same process. How many carbons do I have? It's not going to let me do a different color. Maybe I can. Hold on. Blue. That's good. Okay, I've got 6 carbons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with those 6 carbons, I've got 2 substituents. I've got a bromine and a chlorine. Now, if I've got a bromine and a chlorine, you know which one is going to come first alphabetically. That would be the bromine. So because of that, I'm going to name this carbon number 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this could be 1, 2. It would make it the same, but if I have the choice, I'm going to go with the alphabetical first. Okay, so this is 1 bromo, 2 chloro. Again, I'm going to move it down here, but it would be right next to it. I'm going to dash it here. Cyclo, because it's making a ring, and it's 6 carbons. That makes it a hexane. 1 bromo, 2 chloro, cyclohexane. All right? And the last one on this page. All right. I've got 4 substituent groups. Where do I start? What's my lowest combination? I could have 1, 2, 3. I could have 1, 3, 5, 7. Or I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could have 1, 4, 6. You can see that this one's already not going to work. So this one's out. So that's the challenge on these. You have to start somewhere and then get the lowest combination. Okay? So this combination, 1, 3, 5, 7, is going to be the best one because of the numbering system. I'm going to start with number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so now my naming. What do I do with naming? I've got substituents that are ethyl and methyl. So I'm going to use alphabetical. So I've got these 2 ethyls. All right, so I've got 1, 3. This is going to be dashed as well. 1, 3. There are 2 of them. I use the prefix di. What are they? Ethyl. I've got 5, 7. These are methyls. I've got 2 of them. Dimethyl. I have to put a dash because I don't have enough room. Otherwise, it would be right next to it. 1, 3 diethyl. 5, 7 dimethyl. And this is an ane. And what's the big? It's 9. And that's cyclo. Nonane. 1, 3 diethyl, 5, 7 dimethyl cyclononane. All right. So these are a little bit more challenging. Here's the last one. Sometimes you can have cycloalkenes. It's the same nomenclature, except you start numbering at the double bond, just like you would in an aliphatic, a chained alkene or alkyne. So in this case, wherever I have a double bond, except in these special situations down here, whenever I have a double bond, that's where my first carbon is. So I'm going to start that with number 1, and then this is number 2. Okay, so I'm going in this direction, counterclockwise, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, all the way around to 6. I want my lowest combination, but this is also going to take precedence. All right? So how would I name this? In this case, I still have to name where my double bond is. I have to name where the double bond is, but I have to include the substituent groups that I have. All right? So I've got 2 of them. They're both methyl. So this is 2, 3. There are 2, so I use di. They're 1 carbon, that's a methyl. 2, 3 dimethyl so far. But I also have to name where the bond is. So 2, 3 dimethyl, cyclo, 1. How many are there? 6. And it is a double bonded, so it is hexene. 2, 3 dimethyl, cyclo 1 hexene. Okay? Now, are you going to get something that complicated? Probably not. All right, aromatic hydrocarbons they're going to have the ring of benzene in here. And let's take a look at aromatic. Aromatic indicates that it has some sort of fragrance that goes with it. Okay? There's a special molecule called benzene. And these are the three forms of benzene. You'll see it written with all the carbons and hydrogens. You'll also see it just written like that with alternating double bonds. And sometimes you'll even see it written with a circle in the middle. And the reason for that is these bonds, they could be opposite each other. So, and they're shifting as well. So, because of that, they will just draw a circle indicating that it is specifically benzene, that those bonds will shift around. Okay? So, just the last little piece here, because these are benzene, then I just name it. This is bromobenzene. Bromobenzene. And my substituent here is an ethyl group. This is ethylbenzene. This one I'm going to be a little bit more specific. I'm going to be a little bit more specific here. Now, in this case, I have 3 double bonds, so I can't say that this is number 1 or this is number 1. So because of that, I'm going to go by the substituents. So I'm going back to the alphabetical. So what happens here? Which comes first? I, M for the methyl, or Cl for chlorine? Well, it's going to be chlorine is number 1. Then I use my lowest order. So I can't go 1, 5, 6. I've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is going to be named 1-chloro. 1-chloro. What comes next is the I, 3-iodo, 2-methylbenzene. Okay? And we're not even going to mess with this. I'm just going to tell you that if you have benzene as a substituent group, it is called a phenyl group. But you don't have to know that. That's just for your own brain. All right? So, let's go back. Naming alkenes with halogen substituents. I'm not even going to give that as a homework. So over the break, all you're going to have is spiral number 15 that is due on the 10th. I will still be checking the stream. I'm going to have all those labs done by the end of the next week, and the test and the quiz that is due today. All right, so keep checking in, and I will hopefully be back sooner rather than later, but this might be the new norm. All right, I will talk to you.